What's up everybody? Today I'm going to bring you along with me as I put together this Muzata DIY cable railing kit on my small little deck on the back of my double wide. Let's go! So, some of the reasons that we decided to go with this cable railing kit is because obviously it is sleek, it's beautiful, it's got these awesome wires here that they're thin so you can actually like see through it. We don't have railing blocking or obstructing our beautiful view of our backyard or anything like that. We wanted to be able to see our kids out here playing. So with a checklist that included durability and aesthetics, this passed with flying colors.
In order to get started with the cable railing kit system, we had to demo most of the porch and rebuild it from the bones up. So we were able to leave the bones of the porch, but everything else had to get redone. It had to get replaced because you can see here, it wasn't stable. This in itself is ultimately why we decided to go with the Muzata cable railing kit. Look, his shoes look like that, so mine can look like this. You shouldn't be able to play dominoes with your porch rails. So the really cool thing about Muzata is they go in and design your project based off of the measurements you give them at no extra cost. I sent them a chicken scratch looking picture that I doodled and they came up with this. Their professional designers came up with a system for this outdoor deck. Based off the design they created, they sent us everything that we needed and we had it all. We had the stainless steel posts. We needed 6 of those for our deck design. We had the perfect amount of stainless steel for the handrails, the perfect amount considering our measurements that we gave them and the design that they came up with. We had just enough to do what we needed to do. They sent us the screws, the bolts, the washers, everything that we needed, as well as some handy dandy tools. We started out putting up our vertical posts and they had 6 of these in our design. So we're going to add 2 on the top portion of the porch and then 1 on the very bottom step. And these are what the handrails are going to be attached to. Shane marked his spots and then drilled pilot holes to attach these posts to the porch. We're using the hardware that was provided for these specific posts that came with screws and washers. We're tightening them up and this thing is unmovable once we get this done. As we go around placing these posts and tightening them up, getting them positioned in the right way, we're measuring from the edge of the porch and from the edge of the bottom step to make sure that they're placed evenly so we don't run into any problems when we add the handrails on the top or when we start installing the cable system. We're getting them perfectly even and I was a little bit concerned about the silver hardware that they came with in order to install these posts with, but they thought ahead whenever they sent us this and whenever they manufactured this product because they actually have covers that go over the silver hardware, so in the end you won't even be able to see the silver hardware that's attaching these posts to the porch. we have 4 of these pieces, and these pieces are going to go on the top 4 posts that are on the main level of the porch, and this is how we're going to attach the handrail system up here. And we have 2 of these pieces to go on the bottom 2 posts that are attached to the bottom step, because this is what's going to give us an angle when we go to add the handrails. I was really impressed with their finishing touches because, like the covers for the hardware on the post, they also have these end caps that make the product look super finished and polished.
So, for the rails that's going up there, I am gonna have to make a cut, and I already got my miter saw, but the blade that I have on my miter saw ain't gonna cut stainless steel. So I did get me a 10-inch steel cutting blade here. So I'm gonna go attach that to my miter saw, and then we're gonna cut that bad boy.
This is where the production of this product gets really interesting. So in order to have a slant, to have an angle, they have these pieces you put in between 2 of the handrails in order to move it to the angle, the specific angle that you need for your specific porch design. Now, even though Muzata has thought ahead and they have a band that wraps around the seams of these pieces of handrails to make it look more seamless, Shane was really wanting to do an angled cut so the 2 pieces would meet at the specific angle of our porch rails. So he's getting an angle with his fancy handy dandy angle maker, and we're going to make sure that they meet flush and that the 2 pieces come together perfectly.
I did it.
You did it. Look how good that is too.
I did it. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cry. It's beautiful.
He and I were both really proud of that because he struggles with angles. We're new to the DIY thing, so we're not professionals doing this thing. We're everyday people who are just having fun doing DIYs to our double wide trailer. He's had practice with angles on wood, but this was his first time cutting stainless steel. So the fact that he did that angle, he did that thing in the first round, that was so impressive.
So for this, I've got a special bit that's gonna actually go through the steel, and I'm just gonna make my little pilot hole, and it's so that we can put these special bolts in that they gave us. I got that summertime.
Shane, they're gonna be wondering why you're crying. He's crying because it was hot.
It's so hot. I was singing, I've got that summertime sadness. I want that fall time happiness. Man, the summertime's taking its sweet time. Oh.
I think we'll be here forever. Alright, Shane, show us what you're working with.
I don't know how this happened.
So Shane's going to tell you how we're doing this once he gets this ball of metal yarn untangled. What did you do?
I don't know. I set it down and it came to life. It Frosty the Snowman my hind end. So it took some practice. It took some practice, but I've got it. I've got it down to a T, and I'm gonna show you guys how we get this wire on these beautiful Muzata rails. Let's go. So first things first, we're gonna actually go through the middle railing first, and there's a reason to that. So we're gonna go through here, and we've got to go down through here. The holes on the posts down here are actually made to be the anchor points. They've got different holes than these over here, and that's because these holes are made for anchor points. That's so that we can pull the tension up, okay? This one being a rubber one, and we're gonna stick it on there like that.
I can't drop these or Shane will have a tantrum.
Well, I won't have a tantrum with you, but I'll have a tantrum with the gravel that likes to eat them. So, next thing is we're going to take this piece right here. This is our anchor piece. And we're going to slide it up in there like that, and you can have it sticking out just a little bit. Then you're going to take your set screws here. And I did learn a little tactic about these. Do not tighten one yet, because it does affect how the others fit in there. And you'll be like me, looking like a fool trying to get these things to fit in here when all I needed to do was loosen the first one. I was fighting one for
an hour.
Yeah, about an hour. And then you're just going to take the Allen wrench that comes with the kit, and you're going to use that to tighten these setting screws as tight as you can. And that's what's going to crimp the wire into the anchor piece. Okay, come with me. So then, after you get it into your anchor piece, you'll see that it's got a window right here, and you're actually going to bend it into that window. And then you're going to take your piece, put it in there like that. You may have to kind of wiggle it in there, and just like that, we're in there. So then I'm going to take the rubber washer that I slid on there, and I'm going to set that bad boy right there, just like so. And you put that bad boy on like that. The next part is the trickier part, and that was the part that I had to figure out. It's not so much that it's difficult to understand, but I've never put up never put cable railings up before, so I had to learn. But the main thing is,
hey, at least you're here to show them that anybody can do this.
if I can do it, you can. Grab that right there. They did provide wire cutters, and you just want to make sure it's nice and tight when you do the cut. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting that sucker like I was. So then, the next piece looks really similar to the anchor piece, but this is the one that's going to provide the tension. And this is the one we got to be careful with. We're actually going to unscrew the black head off real quick. Don't drop it like I just did.
Your gravel will eat it.
Gravel will eat it. You're going to put it on, but don't put your setting screws on yet. And don't put it on upside down like I was about to. Don't put your setting screws on, because we got to figure out where we're going to cut, because we're actually going to do one more cut. So we're going to tighten it right here. And the thing is that if we look at the cap here, the cap is going to go like that. Meaning, after we screw it on, that's going to be right there. Meaning that we need to cut right here.
Is it halfway?
It's halfway down the pole here. So again, I'm going to have my lovely assistant pull on it and make it tight. Get that off like that. And then you're going to take, thank you, Vanna White. And so, this is going to come down, and this is our top setting screw. We don't want it, I don't know if they can see it or not, but you don't want it to come below that hole right there. You want it to come just above it, about right in there. So then we're going to take our setting screws. Like I said, best thing to do is to go on and set them in there first and then tighten them all afterwards. Otherwise you're going to be fighting with it. Then tighten down just like we did the anchor piece. So the whole point is we're now going to put this into that hole, and from the other end we're going to tighten it up with this. So we're going to go on and set the Allen wrench into the bolt, and we're going to take this special little tool here that's shaped like a T, and we're going to put it onto the wire and slide it up to the end of our tension thing here. And we're going to start to screw it in. Now we're going to take our Allen wrench. We're going to tighten that bad boy. And that's how you do it. And after we get it tight, we're going to slide our washer over here.
While this part of the project seems really tedious at first, once you get in the groove, it gets done in no time. Shane was just like bam, 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 bam. It took him a good 3 or 4 of them to get the hang of it, but once he got the hang of it, he was on a roll. I mentioned earlier that I was just done with the maintenance of wooden outdoor decks. I just feel like, especially buying a used home and getting the porches in the state that they were in, it just was not a good idea to continue on with wood. And had I had known about Muzata cable railing, if I had known about that before when we had tackled our huge covered screened in deck, I would have probably went this route too for the handrails over there as well, because these things are stable. I'm telling you, I can lean on them. All 270 pounds of me can lean on them and they don't budge. I was looking over the perks of this product, and it was talking about how they're great in high wind as well, which, as you know, we live up on a hill and we have a lot of wind currents. We're known for our wind up here. If you're a regular viewer, you know that. And so I felt better about this situation knowing that these specific handrails, these Muzata stainless steel handrails, do really good in windy conditions, because it can get windy up here.
So as you can see here, we are well on our way to almost being done. I'm going to show you the last 3 wires that I got to put in. Then we're going to clean up all of my tools and stuff like that and show you what this bad boy looks like finished product style.
As Shane was finishing up with the project, I was already noticing how elevated this made this outdoor area look. I'm actually using this as inspiration to do a little bit of revamping around this later on. That way we have a fresh new area out here, and it just looks so sleek and just goes with the modern thing we've been doing on the inside of the house. I like how it feels like we're going along with that sort of theme out here now too.
Muzata was kind enough to give our friends a 6% discount. All that information is in, stop laughing. All that information is in the description box down below this video.
A huge thank you to Muzata for sponsoring this video and giving my friends 6% off discount. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a blessed morning, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Know that I love you, but Jesus loves you so much more. I'll see y'all in the next one.